I'm back at the cylinder head of the scenic, and what I need to do is take out the valves, change the valve stem oil seals. I want to maybe lap the valves in if they're not too pitted, or if they are too pitted. I'm not sure how far to go with it. Main thing is I'll change the valve stem oil seals, clean up the top of the cylinder head and the surface of the other side of the cylinder head. When I get them cleaned up, check it with this straight bar that I've got hanging up there, and a feeler blade, and make sure that it's straight by checking it in different directions. I'm going to clean this up a little bit better than it is, but when it comes to the cylinder head, you can check it with a straight edge, different directions. Okay, and see what you get underneath. In this case, this is just one file. So like 1.5 file. And I can't get that under there when I hold it up. I can't show you because I need both hands, but I can't slide it underneath anywhere. So it indicates that the head's flat enough. If you can't get that under, it's totally fine within the tolerance of a cylinder head. So I'm okay to use it. I'm not going to get it machined because I've checked it myself and it's flat, so it doesn't seem much point. I could get it pressure tested, but in this case I'm just going to go ahead and check it when I put the valves in. I will put a liquid in each one of those. I usually use something like water because it's really thin, and see if it runs away over the day. When I come back from work, if one of those is emptied, I'll see which port it's come through by the one that's showing signs of it. I know I need to let that one in even more, but that's my next thing. I'll let the valves in, build it up, and put water in each of these, leave it overnight, and see what it's like in the morning. Or in this case, I'll see what it's like when I come back from work tomorrow. That's if I get it all finished tonight. I might not quite get that far. If you are going to use a sanding block to clean it up, use something that's flat. And what I've got here is plain, like a carpenter would use, because it's perfectly flat. It's machined flat. I've checked it with the engineer's straight edge, and it's flat, so I don't mind wrapping something around it and lightly going over just to resurface. It cleans it up looking not too bad, and it's still flat now that I've finished. I've not worn it out. Rechecked it. I haven't caused any damage doing that. Another thing I've just found out about is checking the top of the cylinder head as well as the bottom. Well, obviously this one's going to be flat because we've got oil leaks in this area, so I'll check that as well. But this isn't what I was going to say. It was like, I just found out that you can check the top of the cylinder head. So if it's been ground in the past, if it's been surfaced or skimmed in the past, you'll not, I don't mean the top, I mean the surface of the cylinder head. Okay, if that's been skimmed in the past and it's flat, you could use this to get an idea of how warped the head was by looking at the top of it, if that's not been machined at the same time. And the guy was saying, it was on YouTube, but I forgot the guy's name, and he was saying you just half whatever the distance is, and that'll be how much. So whatever the amount of foul is, so if it's 20 foul, it would have had 10 foul skimmed off it. That was something that I didn't know about, checking the other side of it to see how much has been skimmed in the past. That's if one side's flat. But in this case, I wanted to check that. Well, I've got to clean it up first. But I wanted to know whether it's flat because of the oil leak situation that I've got. So I'll clean both sides up and see how I get on. I think it's going to be flat enough though. and it can just work on the valve stem oil seals. Okay, to remove these, I'm just going to hit this using the Lyle keeper remover, or collet remover. That goes over the valve. It's got a magnet and you just hit the end of it. It's quite easy. I'll see if I can prop up the phone and show you. Okay, it just goes in like that. That's it done. There's the collets in here. So I just have to take the keepers out of there that's stuck in with the magnet. I fitted all the valve stem oil seals in. Just used a socket and an extension on the socket and gently hammered them down. And then you put the valve spring in on top of the valve. The top of the valve spring goes in. Right? You fit the top of the valve spring and you place the collets or keepers right on the top. And you take the tool that you used to take it off, but you put the attachment on and you put it right on top and you just press it down. This is the valve starting to go in. I've got two in there. One thing is you need to roll up a towel and stick it under the valve so it doesn't go down. So I make a little thing out of that, but I just use this thick washer. For some reason, I don't know why, I found out last time I was doing this, if I put that on the top, it just helped. And then when I put this down, just do it the same way as normal. That washer helped. I didn't use this. That didn't seem to help, that came in the kit. But this does. Just a nice sort of force on there, like nice and even and steady, and they're going in. And instead of pushing it fast, I just found that doing it quite slow and it just clicks into place. Sometimes when you do it, it's like that and just needs a little help being pushed the rest of the way. I just get a screwdriver and push down on that, like that, to help it. But it's a lot quicker than using the wind on tool. And putting grease on the end of a thin screwdriver and holding the collet in and all that messing about. Anyway, I'm going to finish this off. And then tomorrow I'll put the head back on the car. Thanks for watching.